Welcome to the GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter at KMEGA4.
What's up, everybody? What's happening? The GRG podcast is live, full effect, and like nobody. No, I was just gonna let it ride, but because I'm serious about this.
That's why shut up.
Yeah. That's why. Slick saw it real quick. I was like, hey, I was gonna let him ramble a little bit, but then I was just like, all right, But we started the show because we're gonna get the hell out of here early. I promise. No, we are. Look at the topic list. There's only three topics. Now there might be some rotation. What'd you say?
You had 4. You took away one?
No, I got 3.
It was always 3.
It was always 3.
Yeah.
Same things, my guy.
Yeah. Come on now. Anyway, so regardless, because the reason why, and that's going to be this week and next week, is because the Halo Infinite beta or the flight is going on right now. So, and I gotta give me some more time in, man. Had a blast. I've seen some improvements already. I'm really excited about it, man. Every time I play it, the more I just can't wait for December 8th. But we will be definitely talking about Halo and all of the so-called disgruntled people in the gaming space that wants to talk about Halo Infinite in a negative light. And then we also got some other stuff. We got to talk about Nintendo and what Nintendo brought to the table yesterday. And then so much more. Well, no, it's really not so much more because we're going to get out of here early. I promise you. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to the panel. Let's get to the lady. D, what's happening with you, man? You over here making everybody hungry, even though I just made me some fantastic 98% lean fat burgers.
You're a lie. You eat pig knuckles. Stop it.
No, listen, just because you ate a plate of pig feet and you over here want to blame me for it, that ain't saying nothing.
Pork rinds, pig chitlins, all that. And I tip cows in my dreams. Facts.
Anyway, You can go ahead and have that. That's when you get them diabetes. I can't do it. Running through the vein. Diabetes. Anyway, so what's going on with you, D? How you doing? And what? Hey, could you tell us that breakfast that you said that you cooked that you caught the itis from? Because it sounds delicious.
Facts.
I'm chilling. I made like a veggie scramble, like omelet situation. Then I shredded potatoes for fresh hash browns with toast and chicken sausage in the air fryer. Delicious.
Nice.
Delicious.
Excellent.
But I'm chilling. It's been a good week. I have, believe it or not, been playing Gears 5 for like 2 weeks straight.
Literally addicted to it.
It's been a good
I don't know how it happened.
I re-upped a couple of times. I got my homeboy playing it. I feel like I slept on it. Re-upped. He re-upped.
I know what that is. I'm from New York.
I'm just saying. That's what it's called in the game, though. You know it.
I just saying. Good shout out.
So I've been doing that. Finally better. I wasn't feeling well last week, sadly, but I'm much better now. So yeah, just breakfast and Gears.
Nice.
All's going on.
Nice. I did see you in Gears, and I was like, whoa, should I jump in? And I said to myself, I should, but you know what happened? NBA 2K. I don't know what's gone over me. I've been no like. Did you see me post my drip? Did you like my drip outfit? Did you see that?
I want more for you.
Get your drip. Can you play?
Bro, I can play. Yeah, I've won 3 what you call it matches. The rec. I win the rec. I won 3 rec. 3 rec.
Ham.
And I won 3 recs, and I won 2 of the 3-on-3. That's it. I'm positive. I showed the clip. I showed the clip. And I was spitting hot flames like Dayline. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, in a story mode. So I'm working. But anyway, all right. So let's move on down the line. Six Slayer, what's happening with you, brother? What's been going on, man?
Oh, man. Another week is gone by, man. And all I can say is thank God Halo actually works for me this time. Man, that's all I gotta say on that, man. We got some not quick topics. They're pretty long topics, but they're not many of them.
They're not long. They're not long.
And not horribly long either. So,
I don't know. If PK start talking about Nintendo, you never know. You never know.
I got a couple things to say about Nintendo, too.
Yeah, there's some things to talk about. Nintendo came with it.
Negative. Yeah.
We're getting both of y'all off the stage. Facts.
No, I'm going to keep it quick because I only got 3 things I want to say about the Nintendo thing. So I'm going to keep that.
All right. Anyway, PK's going to own that. You know what I'm saying? But there is some things that definitely need to be said.
I got some stuff.
I ain't owning nothing. Nothing. This is for everybody.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Yeah, look like PK's
our baby Heavy D in the house.
You know what I'm saying? D.
You got that smoke ready.
We got our own thing. Anyway, all right, let's go on to PK. What's happening with you, PK? What's going on, brother? Happy birthday this week.
What's happening? The most electrifying man and all entertainment is right here. Yo, hey, I am out here in these streets like Baby Lemon.
GRG live in location.
Understand.
What's the name of the place you out there? Live in location?
Yeah, live in location, undisclosed.
Undisclosed.
Undisclosed in the underground out here.
Okay.
Hey, we about to throw a couple back, but hey, we getting in here, man. Hey, I'm glad all my family on board. Let's get it. All right.
And then last but not least, man, the man, the myth, the legend. I ain't heard from my boy in a couple of weeks. Normally I hear from Lemon.
I'm still here.
I don't know. Are you? Because I ain't talked to you. I'm used to getting a phone call at like 2 o'clock in the morning saying Brooklyn. And then you hang up. I'm like, well, okay, he's alive. Good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard from him in weeks. All right, but you here. I got you. So what's up? What's happening?
Yo, listen, man. You know what's happening, man? We're going to get into these topics, man. Listen, I blessed other people on other people's podcasts, but I'm here today, man. GRG, Dragon's Den, 108, KMEGA, Sick, D, PK. Let's go. We here. Let's get these topics popping, man. I'm here now. Brooklyn.
Oh,
in
Lord.
KMEGA's voice.
Brooklyn. All right. So anyway, let's get straight to it. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I've been no life in NBA 2K. I got Tales of Arise. I haven't even got started because I've been so wrapped up into this. And then now Halo's here. Lord have mercy. Woo. Man, this is already tearing me apart because there's part of me that says, man, you want to get in there and start getting your drip game right so your fashion numbers can go high so you can get these endorsements and sponsorships. Word! But then that Halo just keep calling me so much that I couldn't even get my gameplay together. So I just got to show some old gameplay.
You so goddamn much right now. You and Lemon both for the same reason.
Woo, boy.
Y'all don't got to go to work and y'all get to play that Halo.
All you gotta do
to see everybody enjoying this freaking game.
All you gotta do is get hurt, and to the degree at your job, and to the degree where you off for a long time.
No, thank you, man. The bigger the harder they fall. Right. I already know this from firsthand. Thank you.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If you want this back pain and this tumor in the hip, go right ahead and you can take it because I don't want this back pain no more. Lemon, he got a bad bunion. And I think he's got a big swollen knee. So I don't know if you want that or whatever, but that's what gets us talking about.
He's had that ankle since I met him, and now he has a bad kney. That's not a good combination.
That's that diabetes. Anyway, so let's get to it.
God knows.
All right. Nintendo Direct comes straight to you, man. It came out last night. I was watching it, and as like I always do, I watch it with anticipation, just like I do everything, because I know that there's going to be something that I want from these shows. What I wasn't expecting was to be, for myself, wowed by Nintendo's show. This was a fantastic show, the best Nintendo's had to me in a very long time. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, so I got no choice but to go to Slayer. What was your thoughts about, what were some of the biggest moments for you? And, what did you think about the show overall?
Well, I didn't watch the show in and of itself because to me it's another Nintendo and I didn't care, right? Mm-hmm. But when I heard what was announced there, I kind of regretted it. But I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I'm just going to watch the clips of the things I cared about. And I cared about a couple of things that they had there. First and foremost, ActRaiser. They did a remake of this game, and it reminds me a lot of the Ghost remake that they made. I don't know if it was a remake or if it's a new entry or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But it has a graphic style that's very similar, right? Mm-hmm. But with the Ghosts and Goblins or whatever, a lot of people looked at that animation style and thought the game wouldn't have been too good, and it turns out to be great. Contrast to this ActRaiser, I'm hearing a lot of negative from a couple of people that I expected would have loved the game. And now it gives me, moment to pause. If the game is actually good, I'm going to have to spend my money to find out the hard way on Steam. It's $30 there. But the other thing about that I wanted to say was the fact that it's on every platform but Xbox. It's on iOS.
That is true.
It's on Android. It's on PC. It's on PlayStation. It's on Switch, but not Xbox. Yo. Maybe they could have just made this game for Japan, right? But they put the work in to translate it. They put the work in to put in every other platform, including PC, which would mean that the Xbox version is basically a couple of clicks to recompile an Xbox version, to be honest, especially for a game like that. If it was something more advanced, yeah, I'm sure it would be a lot harder, but it's just like another example of why are these games not coming to Xbox from Japanese developers? But there were many other games that I saw there. Bayonetta 3, that looked good, Geez. I also saw about, I'm big into the retro gaming. So, they bring a lot of games there, like N64 and Genesis. And this is something that I put up on Twitter, right? On the first episode of Dragon's Den, one of the questions that Lemon asked me was my top 3 games. And one of those games was Musha, right? And that game was on the Virtual Console, on the Wii, and the Wii U. I'm so much a whore for that game. I'm actually considering. I'm an unabashed whore for this game.
Oh, you selling your panties?
No. But that game there,
that man said he gonna dance like this. He gonna be giving it up like that.
You wearing them cheap ass stilettos from the 99-cent store trying to get your work on? I'm just saying.
They dancing. They dancing.
I really love the game. I love all aspects of the game, right? So I'm really considering purchasing the Switch just for this game, just for this one.
Oh, you want to crossover now, huh?
Hey, man, every platform.
Yo, D.
It's not always about the technologies and whatever like that. And you know, I'm all about that. It's about the game, right? And if the game makes you want to get a platform,
but it's not 4K.
That's all it. Hey, it's facts, but it's always about the game. That's always what's most important. Everybody agrees. And hey, it's making me consider a Switch. Hey, so Nintendo did it, you know.
Who said that DC and Marvel can't get along? Look at this. Look at these guys dancing, man. Look at that. Get it, Flash. Get it, Spider-Man. Get it.
Oh, but another thing I wanted to say about this whole Nintendo Online
that's
when it comes
disgusting.
to retro games.
What?
That is disgusting.
They grooving.
That's happening. Another issue I had was that they announced that Genesis controller that's $50.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
they're both $50. The N64 and the Genesis
controller is too. Okay, now here's the thing about the N64 controller. I believe it's Bluetooth and USB, or is it just USB?
Both of them are the same. They're just $50.
Okay, here's the thing about it. A lot of people are sitting here complaining about the $50, and I get that. But this is the Switch.
I don't.
There are countless controllers. Don't spend your time whining and complaining about something that's not affecting anybody anyway. Just don't buy the controller.
You don't have to buy them.
Buy it. Exactly. There's a wealth of way better, cheaper controllers. There's 8-bit dough.
Get a Pro controller and shut your ass up.
Yeah, get a Pro controller, whatever you want. There's countless controllers to pick from. Don't sit there complaining about a $50 controller that you know is overpriced. Like, just don't buy it. Don't get the message. Because you sitting there complaining about it, they don't even care what you think. They only care about your money. So just don't buy it, and they'll learn their lesson eventually.
And
it's, you know, there's countless other things I could talk about the Nintendo thing, but you know, we're trying to keep the show short, and we I gotta save some for the fishes, so I'm gonna move on. So the next person you can move on to.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to move on to D. What was your initial thoughts about the show? Did you get a chance to see it? And if you did, what stood out for you?
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see it.
God damn it! Shut the goddamn mic! Oh, sorry.
Not only did I not see it, I never went back to go watch it. I was in traffic, and by the time I came home, the timeline was going nuts about Bayonetta 3, which is nice because people were talking about. I think it's been 3 or 4 years since it's been announced, and they haven't heard anything. So I thought that was pretty cool because, you know, it sucks having a game announced and then hearing nothing about it. But I didn't see it. I only saw the aftermath of it. I don't get why there's a Sega controller. I'm not understanding the correlation there. I get
it's
the
nostalgic.
N64.
It's nostalgic. That's it.
But why Nintendo though? That like Sega was its own thing. That's the piece
because they pay for it. That's why they're raising the price. All right.
That's why
they're raising the price on the online because they gotta pay Sega.
Hold on. What you mean they're raising the price? What you mean?
Oh, it's not part of that $20 deal. They're raising the price, and it's gonna be announced in October. Hold on. What happened?
What you mean? Why the price going up?
Okay, because they don't own Sega, and Sega wants they cut, and they're charging us for it. Facts.
But ain't nobody tell they ass to collaborate. I ain't agree to that.
No. I'm gonna give them free smoke when you're done. I just wanted to give you the information because you didn't watch. You say you didn't watch, so I gave you something that was important.
All right, accurate. I appreciate
Let's go, D. Let's go.
I'm just saying though, ain't nobody tell they ass to collaborate. I'm not paying for no collaboration. I ain't paying for that.
Okay.
We got collaboration at the house.
So you gonna keep that $20 smirk?
So what happened? Let me give you.
You don't pay the $20 either?
I don't know. It's so cheap. They might have got me. I don't once my tax money come,
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Once a year, $20. Yeah, I thought the same thing when I first saw that.
I do $20, and I hardly even play my Switch online. But I do it for the Even though I got all these classic systems on my left, but I still pay for it. But I'm not paying for Genesis because I got
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pay for it here next week, and then before they announce it, and then so I can have it for another year before I have to.
No, KMEGA. See, you didn't pay attention.
What happened?
I wasn't there.
You can pay for that year for $20, but there's an upgrade option.
Oh, because I already got
64.
Because I already got the year. I already got a year already.
Oh, wait, that's how it works.
That's
That's how it works. If I want to get
you know what? Let me wait till I go.
Why don't you wait till you go? Yeah, why don't you? Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, D didn't watch, so I had to give a little. I gotta give a little bit of that flavor to roll off of. You know what I'm saying?
September 11th was like 2 weeks ago, my guy.
All right.
No.
Do you know where we going to? Do you like the life that Nintendo is showing you? Ooh, do you know?
Why he did the Jerome wrong for Martin? That shit was hilarious.
I don't know. So, matter of fact, I want PK to go last because PK is the honorary.
No, PK gonna be positive. Yeah, so let me crap on these dudes.
So you go first. You go next. You go next.
Okay.
We need some positivity because Nintendo did bring.
I got some positive stuff too.
Try.
I got some. Yep.
That's what he's gonna say.
Yo, listen. I got a whole notebook full of stuff that's positive. Try. Kirby, the Forgotten Land, awesome. Mario, Mario Golf with the free update, awesome. Knights of the Old Republic dropping on the Switch, awesome. Never been on the platform ever. Dying Light 2 and 1. Awesome. Announcements going to people who doesn't have PlayStation and Xbox. No, we're gonna get into that last because that was a negative. Look. Arc Razor, awesome. Mario movie. Awesome. Splatoon 3, awesome. Bayonetta 3, swinging for the fences. And now we're going to get into the negative.
Oh, boy.
You got classic systems on the block. And you going to charge extra for it? You still don't allow chat. You still don't got regular friend invites. You still got friend codes. And you want people to invest in controllers for $50 a piece, which equals $100. First of all, you need a Pro controller. Stick with that. You don't need an N64, a GameCube, or a Genesis controller with 3 buttons, because that's primitive. But guess what? I got a Sega Genesis Classic. I got over 1,000 games. And you know how much it cost me for the whole life? I paid for the classic system, and then I bought those ROMs on a USB drive, over 1,000 games. And now you trying to charge me extra money and didn't want to talk about it during your broadcast? We not doing that. We not doing that. Nintendo's about the buck. And as PK say, they never take a loss. But you're not going to take a loss this time on watch. You're getting $20. It should be included. When Game Pass update, when they update stuff on Game Pass, do we get an extra charge if you on unlimited? No. Game Pass and Game Pass Unlimited, 2 different services, but it don't pass $15. You already passed $15 at the $20 mark. So you want to add Genesis and knowing that there's a better option out there on the market for less money? Come on, son. This is not what we do. It is not consumer friendly. Is it a great option for people who don't have these old G systems or retro systems? Facts. But why was you so discreet on promoting what you're going to charge? Granted, Nintendo Online, $20 is cheaper than every other service. But the facts of the matter is it don't equal the other 2 services either. No voice chat across games. You got to use the app on your cell phone. So many limitations. It's so much. So, I don't need to play Streets of Rage on your Genesis emulator when I got Streets of Rage 1, 2, 3, and 4 with a BS micro card upgrade on the the Mini Classic. It's a ripoff, right? So with that being said, they announced some great stuff. Facts. But to be able to play these games with an inferior controller. I have a Genesis Classic with the 6-button controller. It cost me $19. $19. You're charging $50 for a 3-button controller. Not the controller that came out, and this is old school. And I'm showing my age. Street Fighter Champion Edition Genesis. 6-button controller.
Say that was a 6-button. Yeah.
6-button. That controller at that time was $30. So you're going to charge me $50 for the 3-button original controller?
And it's not even as good as the original was.
Facts.
And it doesn't count.
Come on, son.
It don't.
And the N64 controller is nothing to write home about. That controller was horrible. That's the first controller I ever seen when you used the analog stick, and it looked like it had grated sand in the middle with an analog stick. Do y'all remember that?
Oh, hell no!
So you won't charge me for a controller that wasn't good from the get-go. So that's the smoke I got for Nintendo. But the show overall, it was decent. But you know what? I'm going to say this for the record. Nintendo, before COVID or the pandemic, has been doing these BS directs that is pre-filmed, it's like a soap opera. Let me say that, right? They've been doing that before the pandemic. So it was a good show, right? It had a little bit for everybody. It had some indie games. It had some. Yo, listen, I watched it. I put it in the Dragon's Den chat. Watch this, right? Right, Sick? Right, PK? Watch this situation because it's gonna be a topic.
Gone.
He left already? Damn. Okay, Sick. Damn, I ain't even know. But look. But it's like you gotta watch the situation to have a comment, right? No disrespect to you, D. I know may not interest you or whatever. Splatoon 3, they didn't show nothing.
I love Splatoon.
No, I love Splatoon too, but they ain't show nothing. You know what I'm saying? Bayonetta, they show gameplay. Excited. Metroid, Dread? That's what it's called?
Yeah. Dread.
Awesome showing. But when it came to adding additions to their services and you don't want to talk price, that means you hiding some BS. Because if you're confident, you just come out and say it. Don't talk about it if you're not going to be about it. So that's my smoke for them. But, it is what it is, man. And, like I said, I got a whole list. I watched it. I take notes. I do what I do. I do my homework. But it was a good show overall. But that controller situation, come on, son. Not doing it. It's horrible. I'm done.
Yeah, there's one thing I want to add that since PK's in that I realized, after hearing what everybody had to say. This kind of reminds me of what I always say about, these PlayStation conferences, or events or whatever. And I feel like this was the same thing with this Nintendo one, where it looks cool and you get, like a great vibe out of what they present, right? But then you go online to get the real details. And then you find out some details that they didn't show. And then a lot of that positivity goes right out the window. In the end, I still agree. Just like the PlayStation show they had a couple weeks back. Great show. And if you're owner of that platform, you have things to look forward to now. More than a couple things to look forward to. But to get the real deal Holyfield info, you have to go online and do your own research, to wade through all the crap and lies, or not even lies, conveniently skipped over details that make everything look way worse than they try to present it, And now that I listened to what everybody had to say, that's a thought that comes to mind. It's just I'm so tired of that all the time. Like, just be honest. Okay, if you think you have to lie about it, then whatever plans you have aren't good. Don't implement them. Go back to the drawing board and think about it again. I just wanted to put that out there.
That's a great point. Okay. All right. So Unfortunately, PK, he told me earlier, he called me earlier and told me that he had to step out because he was out, when he was celebrating his birthday weekend. So it's totally understandable. So I will show his enthusiasm
Happy birthday, homeboy.
through me. So let me go, because he was quite excited about it, and rightfully so, because I thought the show was really, really good. For what it is. Now it starts off, with Monster Hunter. I really like on Monster Hunter. I'm really late to that franchise. I played it. Matter of fact, Bloody got me into playing it because we was playing it online, and then I was like, oh, this is really dope. But then, of course, just like with all other games, there's something else that I want to play, and then I haven't gone back to it. But I did put a significant time in it. I put in about maybe close to 70 to 80 hours into it. I really enjoyed it. So I want to see that that this Monster Hunter will come to Xbox eventually. I know that it's already on PC, but this is the DLC, so it'll be a while. But I'm hearing really good things about Monster Hunter Rise. Kirby, man, I don't know. Listen, I'm not, like I said before, I said this last week, I'm not the biggest platformer guy. Psychonauts 2 really brought that out of me, and that's rare because I'm just kind of like, I've been there, done that. So I'm not really all that excited about it, but I understand that Kirby is household name. People are excited about it, and I hope the game as well. Now, the controller situation. Now, this is the thing for me that I was excited about, which we was just talking about, which was, of course, the expansion pack. I'm going to fall for it. I'm going to get it because, and I understand that there's not that many. I know, but just that nostalgia and having playing those games, and I understand I do have emulators as well, but it almost feels like, Nintendo was trying to crack open a little bit of their once, like, you can't play anything of ours unless you pay for it, or you just won't play it at all. And the PC community and a lot of gamers out there is like, the hell we'll go ahead and just get this going. So, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever heard, what is that thing called? The Apple, what is that thing called where you can put emulators in that little chip? I forgot what that thing is called. You and PK was telling me about it, but anyway, there's just so many other options to where you can do that, and it's not frowned upon. At one point in time, there was a lot of people that was trying to say, "Oh, y'all pirate games, y'all do this, y'all do that."
Nintendo, especially themselves,
right?
The irony that they brought up Virtual Console.
Exactly.
Virtual Console. Just go back to that. I see it all the time.
Right. So it's just look. I'm not trying to sell anything, but I know that it sucks for me that for all the games that I used to have and I paid the money for. If I don't still have those games over time, then I won't be able to play them, or it's very hard to find those games because they're so overly priced. Now, it is what it is. So to have that nostalgia and not try to earn money off of it, I don't think that that's trying to pirate anything. That's just showing the love and everything that they do from our history of playing games. And so for Nintendo wants to implement those games into their little ecosystem, I'm all for it, because right now I think they have over 100 and some games on there from original NES games, and that was my main selling point for signing up, so I could do that. So now you add Sega games, and I know there's not that many right now. I think it's about 14, 12, something like that. So the more that they keep adding it, the more that I'll keep supporting, because I like the convenience of just turning on the box, and then I could just go play those old classic games. From on my television. That is fine. So I'm still excited for it, but I know that what Lemon said was absolutely right. Unfortunately, I'm still gonna fall for it. Bayonetta 3 looks dope. What can you say, man? I mean, they talked about that game back in 2019, 2018, something like that. In Platinum Games, they move at their own pace, but for what they showed, looked really dope. Definitely going to cop that. Makes me happy that I do have a Switch. Thank you, Yobi. Really appreciate you, brother. And then, oh man, I mean, everything else, I don't really care about Animal Crossing, but the Dying Light 1 and 2 is really cool, and that's also something we talked about a couple of months ago, which was about they were using some games using the cloud, because that hardware just isn't strong enough or capable enough to withstand this type of game. So they have to do it through the cloud. So I think that that's a really cool option for those who have good, decent internet. And also, it's not an online. I don't think, is it an online game? Because I really never played Dying Light like that. Everybody tells me to play it, but is it an online co-op game? I think it is. Anybody know?
I don't know.
It's zombies. I'll never find out.
Okay. All right. So, and then of course, Metroid Dread, Disco Elysium. That's really cool. But that game right there, it kind of breaks my heart that it's not coming to Xbox, and that's that legendary Accaster or Razer game. That game looks really dope. It's remastered and looks amazing. But so it looks like that I might have to try to see if I can get it on PC to get it at, just to see it at its full potential. But yeah, no, I thought the show was fantastic, man. I thought it was a really good show. The last point I want to say is this. I was watching this, and at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what? Nintendo just doesn't give a damn. They just do it their way. They just do it their way. And I'm looking at this game, and I'm thinking, like, how many people over here complaining, saying that this is some kind of kiddie, look at these kiddie little weird little games. And they're like, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we've always done. And people will continue to support and buy these games because this is why they enjoy Nintendo. And that just goes to the point. Yeah, that just goes to the point to where I don't want Xbox to be like Nintendo. I don't want Xbox to be like PlayStation. I don't want PlayStation to be like Xbox. I want them all to be separate. So it gives me an opportunity to where if I want all three consoles, that's what I want. Because they give me variety. So from when you got people that keeps constantly saying what Xbox should be doing, do this like Sony. I just have to revert back to this moment of just what Nintendo has done and saying, look, we have been doing it our way this whole time for 35 plus years, or 34 plus years, and we could give a damn about what PlayStation is doing over there. If we look at our attach rate when it comes to our exclusives to PlayStation exclusives, we dominate them. We crush them. And we both in Japan, and we made them run to the United States. So that should tell you something. It's not all about how graphics look. It's all about how the games are and about the community. And the one thing about the Nintendo community is that they support their games, man. So I got it. That's all. So kudos to Nintendo keeping it real, keeping it original. All right, let's get on to the second topic. Oh man, that's just so weird to say in 30 minutes. All right, let's go.
Keep going.
Let's go. All right, so I don't know which one we should talk about next. Hold on. Let me go down. Look at that. Let's see. What happened? Oh, Emmanuel, really do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. He says, and to let people know, you know what I'm saying? I got to steal this from Xbot. You know, the super chat works, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know if it worked or not, but it does. Thank you. I'm getting ready to beat Halo 4 tonight. The best one in Master Chief Collection. Then try Halo Infinite Flight multiplayer. Who else got in? Oh, I think everybody on the panels got in. Is anybody? I got in. I know Lemon's in because I saw him earlier. Slayer said he's got in. What about you, D? Have you even tried?
No, not yet. I'm gonna keep it real. I can't afford the space. Times is hard over here.
Oof.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, that hurts.
And you talking about that?
Maybe that rumor of that 512 expansion card will, be true, and then you could do it that way, maybe.
What
Yeah, it's really tough out here. There's rumors of a 512 a gigabyte expansion thing for the Xbox.
Yo, D, what system you got?
Series X.
You ain't got the expansion card?
No, because I'm waiting for Microsoft to have it in stock so I can buy it with my points. I finally have my points up and they're out of stock. So
yeah.
Wow.
I'm willing to wait, but
We'll see what I'm gonna make a call tomorrow. See what I could do.
So
yes, sir.
That would be nice.
That's what I do. That's what Lemon does. I'm
Ears will be greased.
So
and if you're scared to send me your address, then that's a you problem. Facts.
Nah, listen. Look, this is real life. This is an adulting moment. I had to get 4 tires. this week.
Yo, listen. We got things to do. I'm paying for my kid to go through college. I get it. We got grown folk situation outside of video games. I'm with you. But it says, if I can help, KMEGA will tell you, Lemon will do it.
Appreciate it, my guy.
Yes, but no. Don't even sweat it.
I don't even have it. I don't have the.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna make a call tomorrow. I'm gonna make a call.
Nice.
Answer your DMs. That's what I do for GRG. Let's go.
Appreciate you.
That's nice.
Appreciate
Excellent.
it too.
Oh, look at that. Oh shit. If she start crying, I'm gonna say, look, we about to get out of here.
I'm trying to play the Halo in order since I have been shaded to oblivion for never playing a Halo game.
You should.
You should. All right.
Yo, you only shaded because you didn't watch the Nintendo event. Let's go.
I have the Master Chief Collection downloaded, all 120 something gigs. So I'm trying to be good and do it in order. As soon as I'm done with Gears 5, because it's taken over my life.
Okay. Gears 5 will do that. You know what I'm saying? So no doubt.
Yeah,
all right,
I still didn't beat the High Buster thing. We're gonna stream that live probably next week.
Man. If you need another one, if you need another person, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen, you want to get in, KMEGA, man, my game night starts right before yours. We're doing 2 hours and we're going into 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and then we move right into your jump off.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll jump in if you need some help on some Hot Busters. That game was amazing.
Yeah.
That game should not be slept on. It should never be slept on. That, and I guarantee
next gen game available besides Ratchet and Clank. That's a fact.
I'll play
once you get done playing that game, you'll say that's the best looking game that I've ever played. No doubt. That game, that shit is amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Them colors.
Nobody used Unreal 4 more than Gears of War 4 and 5.
No,
facts.
Right.
Currently date. More special effects, more graphics than any other Unreal 4 to date. Unreal Engine 4 to date. Facts.
That's why the file size so damn big. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
But that's a lot of content, and I gotta agree. Sir X-Man in the chat. That's a lot of content for Master Chief Collection and for Gears because they both be on that.
What game is this on the screen right now?
This is something else. Can't remember. It'll show
technical nature of it.
It'll show it.
Like this.
But anyway, Sir X-Man in the chat, thank you so much, brother. He says, the stream looks good.
Shout out to Cerebral Ball too. Let's go.
Oh man, he said the stream looks good, dude. Keep up the good work on your show, man. It's looking good. You know, I'm at work listening. Thank you, man. I do appreciate it. Always. And I have to say this from Elite. Elite is absolutely right. He said, real life shit sucks. I know.
That shit hurt, bro.
Real life stuff don't suck because we're here to experience it. Let's go.
Let's get it. All right. So let's
move on.
Let's talk about Halo because I want to talk about the initiative last. All right. So basically, we found out some more information about they had some kind of. I didn't get to watch that because I was no life in 2K and going to doctor's appointments. But they were basically had another live stream where they were talking about the times, the scheduled times for the flight, and they also was talking about some of the things that wouldn't be included into the launch of the game, and this was leaderboards, which again started all types of chaos amongst the social media. It is insane to me. But my question is to you guys is why is there so much Halo Infinite hate? Like, I mean, it's at the point where I can understand where people can say that they're concerned about certain things. They don't, they're iffy on the story, or they find that they, might look at it from standpoint because it's just out the norm for Halo to be in a position to where they don't have Forge at launch, or they don't have co-op, online co-op at launch. But to actually come out and people just say that they should just cancel the game is going to be a failure. This was a waste of time. Halo is falling off. Nobody cares about Halo anymore. But all I see is people still talking about Halo 24/7. So I'm going to go to you on this one. 108. What the hell is going on, man? Do you feel like there should be some kind of nervousness about Halo Infinite going forward? And also on top of that, Do you feel that some of the opinions from some of these people, from some of the naysayers of Halo, is warranted?
Can I curse?
You can say whatever you want.
Yay, be messy.
Opinions.
Say that again.
Fuck their opinions.
Lord have mercy. Oh my
We are
God.
talking about the biggest first-party singular platform ever. Blake, it breaks movie box office numbers. They don't even compare this game to game. How dare you step out the box and disrespect the king? The king. Hashtag save lock. But I'm going to say this to my brother KMEGA. I told you that people want 117.
No, I knew that.
This is 117. And I'm here to tell you that we're going for the flood and the elite and the brutes. Facts. You cannot dispute who this man is. He is the Superman of space shooters. There is no other shooter on the planet that can match this guy. This is the most anticipated game, last gen, this gen. People want to see what the hell is Halo bringing to the party. Facts. He's making statements. What did Phil come up there and say? In this campaign, you are exclusively playing with Master Chief. And this is not to say Locke wasn't the truth. But the novels, aka the books, Halo is bigger than what people think. Shout out to my boy. Damn, I don't want to blow him up. God damn.
I'm sorry.
Here we
I
go.
gotta blow him up, man. The man, we don't know who he is and what he is. What's his name? KMEGA?
What? Say his name. What name you talking about?
The man, we don't know if he black, he white. We know it.
Oh, you talking about Master Chief?
No.
Oh,
what?
The one in GRG.
Oh. Okay, first, I was lost for a minute. I was right. Okay, my bad. Okay, yeah.
Let's stay focused. Remember when he said, "Oh, Halo's not that important." I had to break it down on the GRG and say, "You
I went crazy there. I went crazy on that too when he said that.
Your breaks. You don't know how important Halo. Halo is the biggest first party perspective game on the planet. It's bigger than God of War. It's bigger than Gran Turismo. It's bigger than Forza.
Mm-hmm.
What we're gonna do here is we facts, but we're gonna stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
This game is so important, it's ridiculous. It is everything. And from playing what I played today, the graphics has increased. Yeah. The 120 frames has increased. Call of Duty has never outsold Halo on any Xbox console. Ever. Come on, son. This is what we doing here. Dudes complaining about co-op. Dudes complaining about Forge. Forge has always been an additional situation, and every Halo hasn't had co-op. Get your complaints together. Do what you need to do. Craig dead. Now we got new graphics. Now you're like, oh my God, it's the truth. Ain't
just
nothing.
For that Craig achievement to come.
Ain't nothing gonna shut Halo down. Halo said, you know what, December 8th. Everybody said, no. We need to push our dates up, push our dates into 2022. We don't want to go near that. Nobody wants to challenge the chief. Come on, man. Why are we talking about this, KMEGA? People know what it is.
Well, I just
want
to get the thought perspective out of this. It just blows my mind. I mean, I thought it was one of those things to me where it was almost blasphemous to have people talk about one of the greatest franchises of all video game time. and
First of all,
and act like it's just some kind of mediocre,
Let's talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. Let's do that.
Microsoft, OG Xbox. There's 2 games that solidified first-person shooting on consoles when it was dominated by PC.
Mm-hmm.
3, Bungie, right? Mm-hmm. They brought out Halo, and then they brought out Call of Duty 2, which I've been playing Call of Duty since PC, right? Ladies and gentlemen, for those that don't know, the controller scheme that you play with in every first-person shooter, left analog stick to walk, right analog stick to view and shoot, came from Halo.
Having only 2 weapons at a time instead of the whole armory.
And it's
Halo did that
patented. It's patented. Go back to Time Splitters and look at the controls.
Look at those controls of Time Splitters. What? And if they're doing a Time Splitters remake, I guarantee you it's going to play
Halo controls.
Like Halo controls. Yes, sir.
Every first-person shooter that moves with the left analog and aims with the right, Microsoft gets a cut. Halo revolutionized first-person shooters on consoles. And so did Call of Duty 2 when it was 4v4.
Yo,
most of y'all, if you're younger than 30, you don't know the history. So I'm breaking it down. I'm showing my age. I'm 49. And I'm not even mad. I got more knowledge than you do.
Yo, Lemon, let me interject with a question for you right quick, Lemon. Yo, you remember back in the day when we was rocking Halo multiplayer, when dudes kept adjusting their controls to make it like perfect dark or GoldenEye, and how much we used to laugh at them? Like, listen, bro, the day I played Halo, the first day when the Xbox first came out, by the time I got off that ship and in level 2, you're on the Halo itself, I was already used to the controls. I don't know about you. That's how natural it was. It didn't happen in GoldenEye. It didn't happen in Perfect Dark.
Let's talk about Dreamcast, right? And this in KMEGA. After this, I'm done. But let's talk about Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
Dreamcast had the first analog stick on a controller. They invented that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sega. Left analog stick was the aim, but to walk when you played Quake, you had to use the face buttons, all digital. You couldn't precisely aim. It was forward, back, left, right, same speed, no adjustments, nothing. No in-betweens. That's what analog brought, right? So let's talk. Let's get back to the history. So with that being said, Quake was very revolutionary for a console game, but inferior to PC, and it had cross-platform play.
Yeah, it did.
Mm-hmm.
But
came out. Yep.
When OG Xbox came out and Bungie changed the game and patented the control scheme, everybody, Resistance, whatever, you need to pay homage to the king, because 117, this is 117, and this is what we do here, was the focus of every control scheme after that. And Microsoft gets a cut off of Call of Duty and everybody else because they had to copy that control scheme. Left stick to move, right stick to aim. Facts. Left trigger zoom.
It took a while to try to figure that shit out from being a an avid PlayStation gamer to even the Dreamcast, and then you go and
Dreamcast can do it.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was just crazy. It took me hours to figure out the Duke, but then once I did, then it was all over. So great point. Let me read a couple of these super chats, and then I'm going to go to UD. Sir X-Man, he says 108 Dragons' new comment phrase is Lemonhead time. I don't know. Hold on. I think this one's better. Let's see. Oh shit. Let me hit this.
Shout out to you, brother.
Yeah. Big shout out to you for that one. I'm not even close to it, so now it kind of wears out when damn. I can't even. I got too many of these damn
Not
sound
gonna
effects.
lie.
Oh yeah, I got. Yeah. That was on me for my fail, but that's all right. So I'm glad that y'all can hear him because if y'all used to not can hear him. But anyway, all right. So let me get to the other super chat. Let's see.
Sorry.
I know that just cracks you up, huh? That's the whole point of it. Having fun, man. Having fun. All right. So beyond the river Styx. Yeah, it's that. Behind the river Styx. Now that sounds like now you talk about some country shit. That sound like an old. I was born on the river beyond the river Styx. Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you for the super chat. He says the reason people want Halo canceled or stopped is because they know what it will do for Xbox. There are people who are afraid of this game. That is 100%
took my line, man.
That's actually it. Sir X-Man in the chat. Thank you, brother. Again, he said Nintendo 64 had the one analog stick. Sorry, Lemon. Yeah, but it was the most goofiest. It was the worst controller. I know there'll be people to argue me down and say, like, you know, playing what's that fighting game? I can't think of it right now. That people go back to use that controller to play the fighting game that's on Nintendo.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Smash?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Smash Brothers. Yeah. That they go back and they said it's perfect for that. And then we got Henosis. What's going on? He says, great jobs, dudes. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. He said, Rain said, River Styx was used to snore cocaine. Holy Lord have mercy. Wait a minute.
Wow.
Whoa.
Hey, we get lit like that. Damn. All right.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Hold up. Wait a
Above
minute.
the sugar.
Wait a minute. Ain't right.
Man, we talking about the White House. All right. Anyway, so I know, right? All right. So, Slayer, what's going on, man? You want to touch on this? What is the What I did say I was going to go to D, did I? I did. So let me go to.
That's what I was about to say. I thought you were
going to go
to D. I'm like,
we're gonna say the best for last. So I'm gonna go to Slayer next. I'm gonna say the best for last.
Wow.
You see how I did that? I'm smooth tonight because I ain't been drinking yet, so we good. All right, so that would have probably I would have muffled it up.
Hey, at the same time, he has manners, ladies first at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
That's all right. That's all right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to say if you KMEGA, I don't think it worked.
All right.
Anyway, stop it, boy. Okay, so Slayer, go ahead, man. What was your what is your point about this whole situation? Why are people having this problem with Halo? And is it because of? I want. I mean, shit. Lemon went hard. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, Styx there, beyond the river. Styx is, because that's the pathway to hell. So all these people over here who's running their mouths, you're scared. We all know you're scared. Okay, everybody knows. It's Halo. Lemon already broke it down, and he didn't even need to. We all know what it is, except apparently Oppo at the time, but he's been properly throttled, right? So they're scared, okay? And who's scared? It's not PC fans or technology enthusiasts, who hate Microsoft, because those days are done. The mass hate of Microsoft for no reason, that doesn't happen. It's not Nintendo fans or anybody else. You know who it is. It's these PlayStation fans. Okay, I'm just gonna call it out like that because somebody has to. They're scared. This whole year has been a clusterfuck for them. Their system is disappointing. Okay, we keep seeing bad things left and right. They finally got this SSD situation popping off, right? And yet they still want to run their mouths and talk about the king. You couldn't even lift up the crown if it was on the floor like Thor's hammer. Stop running your goddamn mouths. Grab an Xbox controller. Okay.
Come on now.
Wait. You don't even need no. You don't even need an Xbox controller. You could use your PlayStation controller. Whichever one you want to use, because they work on the PC too. You don't even need an Xbox, okay? You don't even need to buy the game outright. There's Game Pass, okay? If you really hate Microsoft that much, you really don't want to have to spend that much on the game, just get you some Game Pass, okay? But either way, stop running your mouths about Halo.
It's Game Pass, girl.
Undefeated.
To be shown.
It's undefeated.
Oh.
Okay? The OG. Okay? Change the rules of the game so everybody else follows those rules forevermore. Okay? Not the trope namer, the trope codifier. Go look that up, okay? That's what Halo is. Stop disrespecting the name. We see you out here with all the little nitpicks about Craig and all that stuff. All you did was create another achievement for us to find, because you know they're going to do that. Stop running your mouths, because you look stupid when you run. They sitting here complaining about leaderboards in a training mode that the franchise has never had before. What are you morons doing? This is Halo. Validated ages ago. Longer than some of y'all have even been born, running your mouths. Okay? And some of y'all don't even know what you're talking about just in general when it comes to gaming. And you've been exposed all these past 2 years. All your narratives are gone. Okay? And this is the worst of them. Halo you want to talk about? Please.
This is man, you have just desecrated these people, man. What? Come on, Slayer, it's Friday.
I'm just giving them the same energy they gave. I'm keeping the same energy. Wow. It's just gross disrespect. Wow. Literally. Wow. And that's not an exaggeration. Nothing I've said is inaccurate.
No.
Or, hyped up, for effect. It's just blatant truth, what I've just said.
Nice.
Stop disrespecting Halo.
Woo! I heard that. All right, big shout out to Cedric H, man. He says, shout out to everybody on the panel and in the chat. Finally got my Series X Wednesday, and I'm loving it, man. Congratulations. All right, man. I can't go back. Like I said, I gave my son my Xbox One X. I had those problems at first with the update, and then it finally started working, and then after that, I was like, well, I might as well just keep holding on to it in case if something happens or whatever. But then once I got the 1S for the front room, for the wife, that was it. I was like, there ain't no need for it, because I can't go back to those slow ass loading times. I just can't. My PC, hey man, my PC's got an SSD. You know what I'm saying? My console's got SSD. Like, man, nope. I just can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, man. Beyond the River Styx, he says, I was born by the river in a little tent, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. Talk that, boy. It's been a long, yes. Well, I'm about to have church up here. About to have church. Woo, long time coming. But I know change gonna come. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yes, they will. Love it, brother. Thank you so much. All right, so D, showtime. That's for last. What is going on here? What's going on?
Well, okay.
Do you have any? First off, I should say this. I should ask you this too. Do you have any concerns? Because I understand that there are some people that look at certain things a certain way. They say that they haven't seen the story, and that makes them nervous. They feel like they're hiding something, and then of course you got these other situations that's happening that aren't coming at launch. So, is there also a reason to be concerned on top of the pile up from some of these people who don't even care about Halo?
This is yikes. This is so multifaceted. There's a couple of things that are going on. The first thing that comes to mind, and some people may disagree with me, but I feel like since last year, scratch that, since the rumblings of the new gen coming, so late 2019, early 2020, I feel like everything first party and Microsoft related, they have made a point, an effort, and they are very deliberate with being as transparent as possible. And in this era of gaming right now, that's not That's not common practice. Put it that way. There's a lot of, oh, we'll talk about that later. We'll show something, not show everything, and then post a blog article later that not everybody's going to see. There's just these methods and tactics as far as games releasing that, Microsoft is like, look, we're going to give it to you up front. This is what it is. A, B, C, and D at launch is not going to be there, but we're always going to add to the game, yada, yada. And people just run with it. So I feel like there are people that may be on the fence. There are diehard fans of Halo, and then there are people that are just going to shit on it regardless. I feel like there are people on either side, to be honest, that seek out the information, if that makes sense. Like they're looking for how is this game fucking up, and run with it. Like they're looking for something just to have, that ammunition. So that's one side of it. I feel like
that's
Microsoft,
how they found Craig. It was one frame. Right. That's how they found Craig.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's always somebody just vigilant, just at the ready. And Microsoft's being extremely transparent, for better or worse, and more so better than worse, if that makes sense. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is a lot of mofos out here are trying to avoid a cyberpunk situation. People are just like, look, when y'all boot this shit up, don't expect this or expect this. I feel like a lot of companies are being transparent. Somebody was like, we're in delay season. A lot of companies, especially with the pandemic, are like, look, we can't have that same reaction. They may not admit it, and that's totally fine. But I've seen so many years of gaming releases and the attitude and approaches of people, of developers, before December last year and this year, it's extremely noticeable. It's extremely noticeable how they're going about stuff. A lot of devs are on Twitter like, hey, y'all, don't go in. And No Man's Sky to an extent. But I feel like Cyberpunk was sharper of an impact in the last 10 months. So that's one thing. And then, like I was saying before, a couple podcasts back, there are people, like one of my friends on Twitter, like they're, you have mutuals and all that. They are friends in real life, and somebody blew their spot up and was like, yo, look at these text messages from so-and-so. And the dude flat out was just like, I hate Xbox. I hate everything they do. And he was just like, but why? And he was just like, I just hate it. And they're both PlayStation players. And I was just like, but what? Like, like there's no rhyme or reason. Some people just hate Xbox. And for a long time, 7 years, that was the bandwagon thing. Not only did you hate Xbox, but the platform that you were on, you had your Last of Us, your God of War. So not only did you hate it, but you had validation and justification and a squad of people hating it. And you've just, this is kind of a growing pain right now where people are just like, well, why do you hate on Xbox? They're doing A, B, C, and D. Like, why do you hate them? And there's no retort. There's no reasoning or logic behind it. So that's another thing that I'm just like, people are just going to hate it. And if you think about it, if you really, really think about it, Halo has been on every Xbox and it's still going strong. When you think of Xbox, you think of Halo. It's been on the original, it's been on the 360, and just so on and so forth. So, Xbox hasn't done anything without Halo. But if you look at PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken, has been out since what, 94?
94 in Japan, 95 in the United States.
Yeah,
right. So any franchise, think of 94, 95, PlayStation 1. What franchise besides Gran Turismo is still getting support and releases to this day? They keep adding more, what do you call it? Mascots. So Crash was on PlayStation, but Crash is no longer Sony.
Right. That's Activision.
There's nothing that is, they keep adding. So of course, PS3 had Nathan Drake. They have Kratos, that was PS2. And that's still, but there's no equivalent. There's nothing that has been PlayStation day one that's still PlayStation day one. So it's just like
not even Tekken.
Right. So it's just like either it came later in the PlayStation's life or it's something that's, because I remember reading where it's just like, what's the PlayStation mascot? Like, there's no singular character for PlayStation where it's just like, when you think PlayStation, it's this mascot. Because I've been playing PlayStation since it came out. And I'm just like, well, there used to be this, but they haven't done the series. They have, that series kind of dead. Or Crash, but now that's multiplayer. Like, there's nothing that has been continually.
Yeah, they always had a history of swapping between whatever hot game. I remember even at the launch, right, in America, because, for me, the launch was really the Japanese launch. I had the Japanese system, but launch in America, right? It was that one chick from Toshinden that they used for a lot of ads, right? And then it was
Sophia.
Sophia, Sophia, something like that.
She would do that crazy. Oh, that was
right.
Yeah.
So after a while, I think they moved on to before Crash. They moved on to, I think the characters from Tekken. They were just using the game overall, right? And then they went to Crash, and then they went to this game, and then in the PS2 era,
Croft was there too.
Yeah, that was Lara Croft for a time. PS1 had a whole litany of characters. Whatever the hot game that represented the platform at the time, that was the mascot, quote unquote. But they never had one that just represented the platform from the beginning that's still there. Nintendo has that. Even Sega has that now, right?
Right. Like, there's nothing that is consistent. And I'm not saying that that's a problem. I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. I'm just saying, look at the facts. There is nothing where it's just like,
it makes for no identity, really.
I mean, it's just, there's no game where it's just like, this game has been every generation we've brought a new one, and here's the latest one, with the exception of Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo, yep.
So maybe I don't know, because I don't listen. I don't see what people's problem is. And this is one thing on Twitter that pisses me off. And again, I'm not talking about the sensible gamers. Make no mistake. When I talk my shit, I'm not talking about the sensible people, the people that get their system, they play, they cool, you add them, it is what it is. I'm talking about the people where they pledge allegiance to their box, yet the only shit you hear them talk about is Xbox. That's the people I'm talking about. The people that use the hashtag, the people that make these weird and sometimes disturbing memes of the other game company CEOs doing stupid shit. That's what I'm talking about. And a lot of people, when they see a game that they have no interest in, they shit on it. For example, I have no interest in Bayonetta 3, but that don't mean the fans can't enjoy it. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, okay, that game is not for me, but I'm glad y'all got some news, because I know what it's like when you're waiting for something and you don't hear it. Like, when Fable gets some news, I'm gonna be hype as shit. And I would like to have that same courtesy. I know I'm not going to, but when people have their shit that they like, I'm like, you know what? That's not for me, but I'm glad that you're enjoying it. There are people that are like, oh, it looks like shit. It's going to be this, that, and the third. I'm like, damn, is you going to play it? Like, is you going to buy it?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So there are always going to be people where they look at Halo. It's a game they have no interest in. They have no intention of playing it. They want nothing to do with it, but they're talking the most shit. I would never understand it, especially Game Pass. I hear the most shit about Game Pass from people who are not signed up for Game Pass. That shit boggles my mind. That's like me talking shit about Peacock streaming and I don't even pay for it. What are we talking about? Like, why are you talking about it? I don't get it. People just love to shit on things that are just not for them. And it's just like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And that's okay. Not everything is for everybody. So there are always going to be people that talk shit on Halo. They're going to talk shit on Forza when it comes out. They're going to talk shit on Fable. They're just going to do what they do. And when their shit comes out, people are playing Kena, which is cute as hell. They're going to beat that shit in 2 days and get right back on the timeline talking shit about Halo. I'm like, damn, go enjoy your shit though. Like I don't I don't get it. I don't get it, but I feel like every game that's gonna come out exclusively for Xbox, even not exclusive, but made by Xbox is gonna get the smoke because they were comparing Psychonauts to Ratchet and Clank. Like, yeah, this game is shit. It's shit because of this, that, and the third. I'm like, you realize it's not just on Xbox. So you talking this shit is really not hurting anybody because it's on your system too. So what are we discussing? It just is what it is. I don't see it ever stopping, to be honest with you. But the narrative is shifting and the goalposts keep moving daily. So
yeah, that part is true.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them for the goalpost moving. I mean, because they are, if anything, they are about that life when it comes to that, man. They are consistent with the goalpost moving. I don't know who sits in a room somewhere and is like, listen, this idea that we talked about last week, it didn't work. We need to find somebody within this, what is it, Pegasus Nation now? I guess that's what they call themselves. And Pegasus Nations. What is it? It
is, but I'm not saying that shit.
I'm
not.
Listen.
This ain't Hercules. I'm not looking at you talking about some Pegasus Nation. Where y'all get that from?
Bro, I finally, honey, I'm just like, send that shit to Hades. I don't care. Like, it's ridiculous. Send that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, where's my soundbite, man? I got to see if I got that back. Yeah. No, that was my old saying back in the day. That was my old saying. I got to bring that back, man. I got it somewhere. But anyway, I will bring it back. But send that shit to Hades, man. That doesn't make any sense.
Not send that shit to Hades. I'm dead.
It's ridiculous, right? But anyway, they go somewhere and then they come up with some other thing out of the blue, and they are adamant about it. They are joyful. Look at this. I understand that the fruit situation may not have stuck like it was supposed to, but we have this. And it's a ridiculous narrative. All I have to say on it, quickly, because we got our last topic so we can get out of here, is people like to talk about things that people like to disrespect things that they fear a lot of times. People have this, if they hate it, they fear it in some way, shape, or form, or they're jealous of it. They don't, it's just kind of like that shady ass person, that's always lingering around and always have something negative to say about the other person that's doing good for themselves. And really, it's not like they're doing really all that good, but they're just doing good. And that old man, yeah. That's them.
I mean, look at him.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's them. It's like, what in the, like, as a gamer, I do not wish anything bad upon anything PlayStation or Nintendo. I don't. I want every game to succeed, to do well. Even if there's games I don't give a flip about. I don't care. But if you are really if you ever see me put out a post telling you, I hate this game is disgusting, it's trash, it needs to be in the gutter, and it's only because it's PlayStation, it's even worse, then by all means, unfollow me immediately and block me. You'll never hear that garbage from me because I played too many of these consoles throughout my lifetime to care that much to where I gotta hate something. It's not the PlayStation I don't like. It is the community that's trash, and I know, and that goes on both ends. I see people that sometimes tag me, and then like you said, with the pictures of what's his name, Ryan.
Jim Ryan,
right. With the long nose, and like, come on, man.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you gotta do better than that. Like, hit him across the head about the facts. I understand that some of that shit is humorous, but then again, it's not. It's where we're getting at here. This is my last point before I move on to the last topic right here. We're getting to a point to where, the gaming the gaming executives and things like that used to listen to all of us thoroughly, that shit is going away like the dodo bird. That's why you hear so many leaks that isn't really leaks, because they're getting it from fake ass leakers. Because they're not trying to give their source, they're not trying to give up their sources for people who go out here and complain about every little thing when you're supposed to be an ally. And I get nobody's here to be an ass kisser or to tell you that everything that Xbox does is perfect. But the sad thing about it, the people who don't even give that doesn't even get that type of representation from PlayStation, there's really very few guys that will go on to some of these podcasts and talk with these people. They show more brand loyalty to people who don't even know who they are over nonsense than for the people who do, that are on Xbox, that come out and they listen to these podcasts, and they have other people listen to these podcasts that's in their staff so they can understand where we're going. But when you have people that complain too much or showing all this disgusting shit to where it's way out of bounds, it's childish, where you're talking about people's families and all this, and it's beyond. It's beyond. And it makes us as gamers, even though I know that there's a lot of sensible gamers out there, but you know how people are. They paint the whole brush. Fuck it. Move on. So that's just something, word of the wise. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with criticizing. There's nothing wrong to state your disappointment in something. But to take it to the levels that some people do is just absolutely egregious. It needs to stop. Anyway. All right, last topic. Boom. Speaking of another ridiculous narrative, is the initiative to yesterday, I believe it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, I think it was yesterday. They showed that they was talking more about Perfect Dark. There was an article that came out that basically said that Crystal Dynamics is going to help assist the initiative with the reboot of Perfect Dark. I when I saw that, I was like, oh, I thought about the new Tomb Raiders. I thought for myself personally, I was like, oh, hell yeah. I love the reboot of the new Tomb Raiders. Now, there were some people that didn't like the last Tomb Raider, and I don't know what the reasoning could be. Maybe it could be the story. I loved it. I thought it was great. But some people questioned the last one. But I think overall, when people, you was one of them that didn't like it? You didn't like it? Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, that's cool. But one thing that I don't think people can dispute is that the games look beautiful and the animations with those games were fantastic, especially with the first one when they first introduced the first one. That game was off the chain. A lot of people like Rise of the Tomb Raider better than the first one or than all the other ones, but I mean, I don't know. What do you think, D? I'm finna go to you now. And Lemon said he had to step away. He said he'll be back next week. So Abacab, that's what happened with Lemon. What do you think? What's going on here? Is there a problem with Crystal Dynamics coming to the initiative and doing some work with them? I mean, what's the problem with collaboration?
I don't see an issue. Mm-hmm. And it's not because of who it is, it's because of what it is. The reason why I say that is, this is the same conversation. If you ever worked like in corporate America, people are like, oh, diversity, whatever. What I thought of when I heard that they were working together, you know, the initiative may have one perspective of doing things. They may have a certain way they do things, certain programs. You know, having another company come in, they could show them around and be like, yo, why do y'all do it like this? You could do it like this. And that could be something they never thought of. Different perspectives, different views, different methods. I don't see how this is an issue, or even not in the podcast, but just a topic in general. Like, how are people arguing about this? I don't see what the issue is. And it kind of reminds me, like, I feel like nowadays, this is going to sound really weird. I feel like we know too much. We're told too much. Like there's just so much information all the time to the point where people are forming things. Which the internet is great. You meet different people. You can like, you know, how we all are right now. You can communicate, you can make friends, you can do all this stuff, but the internet just spreads information so quickly, whether it's false, irrelevant, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just old school, but I remember there was some movie that kept changing directors, and people were just like, well, I'm not watching it now because the director changed. I'm like, back in the day, you just went to a movie theater and that was it. Like, you didn't
even know.
If something happened with production, there wasn't a newspaper article about how the directors changed. You wanted to see the movie, you went to the damn movie theater and you watched it. There wasn't all these articles and all this other stuff. So
it was
to me,
two things when it came to movies. Either you saw the commercial on TV or you saw the trailer before another movie and you remembered it. And then when the commercial came out, you're like, oh, it's finally coming out. And then you go to see it.
And then you went to see it. You didn't hear about, there's something on set. This just reminded me that when I heard about it, I just read it and I was just like, okay, they collabed. I don't.
Okay, I want to read to you a couple of issues that that's been going around. Okay, so one thing, Phil's got to go because the Perfect Dark reboot is in trouble. Xbox has lied to the gamers. Here is
lied about what?
That's just what I'm reading. So here it is, right here. I'm reading another
Phil
point.
Spencer has to go for that. Not the initiative.
I'm just reading.
People quote unquote failed in his mind.
I'm just reading what some of these people are saying. You know what I'm saying? I know people will get tired of hearing it, but Xbox studios have leadership problems. There's no way games announced in 2019 should be in pre-production in almost 2022. Restarting reboots, bringing in partners, years in development. That's one issue.
Do they know what pre-production actually is?
That's
not a time for developing. That's a time. No, I'm just saying, like, so people can understand. Like, pre-production isn't a time for developing any code or anything. It's when you sit and you plan. You write the game. You think about the characters. I see a lot of people
I see a lot of people because Phil posted a picture a couple of years ago. Matter of fact, a couple of years ago, where he was at the initiative when they first was talked about, and then they were he was holding a controller, and people were saying that, like, and they were talking about like, oh man, this, there's a game that's in production, and at that time, a lot of people thought that, well, it's going to be a really small title, and so they started going through old concept art of like little childish, kiddish games. And then they were saying, well, they're just going to just bring a lot of pretty looking games that's going to be just filler for Game Pass. Well, now since we know already, fast forward to this point that they're going to be working on Perfect Dark, people are trying to say now that picture was fake. They weren't working on anything. Then I can tell you for a fact that that's a lie because I've seen Don's work about 5 different times. And I've seen how one instance it looked like when it first started, didn't look good, but it was playable. Then to another instance where it looked absolutely phenomenal, but that wasn't playable. Then to the point to where it's all in motion and it looks great, but then here comes more assets, more more technology, and so therefore it's like, oh, well, if I can use this new technology, then I'd rather do that, and then that's how this process works, right? But from what these people are trying to tell gamers out here is that this can't, obviously, that they just said that they're going to work on this game. So obviously what you're doing is going to wait for it to come out towards the end of the generation, which they're saying now 2028, and that there's really no plan, and that if they knew what they were doing beforehand, then they would have went ahead and already been showing some gameplay or something, because obviously that's a leadership problem, and bringing in another studio only shows that the initiative that's supposed to be a quadruple A studio doesn't know what they're doing, and so therefore you have to blame Phil Spencer, not anybody else. So did I break that down for you? And
So, listening to this breakdown that you've just bestowed here,
yes,
the people that have this, they're not working on anything, this game is a lie. I'd be really curious / messy to see their gaming history. Did they buy Mass Effect Andromeda day one? Anthem? No Man's Sky? All of the games where the developers actually were working on nothing? Like, where's the smoke for games where there was actual deception? I don't understand. Because
Mass Effect 3 even.
Really?
Yeah, go back. There's many videos of the history of Mass Effect 3. I'm not even talking about the ending. I'm talking about the development dramas behind that game.
When the drama came out about Anthem and how the E3 presentation, the devs were like, what the hell is this? Because we don't actually have that. That's when I think of, oh yeah, they're lying about it. They, not lie, but they were deceptive. I'll clean it up. They were deceptive, dishonest, showing that demonstration back in E3 because nothing like that existed and the game was made in 18 months. I just don't understand how you hear studios are collaborating and the next thing is they're in trouble. They don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know why. I don't understand how gaming is like the biggest, like most lucrative entertainment industry, but it gets the most scrutiny. Because if I were to hear two artists are collaborating, I wouldn't question their skills.
Wow, fantastic point.
Fantastic. They're working together. Great.
Oh my God, that is a fantastic point right there.
I wouldn't question it. I would not question my two favorite artists coming together like, yo, we're making this album, we're making this song, we're making this soundtrack. I would not question it. When people hear that certain directors are working with certain actors, nobody questions it. Nobody questions it. It's fine. They're going to come up with something great. Give them the time they need. But as soon as two studios for a game are coming together, it's like, oh no, they don't know what the hell they're doing and that they're in trouble. I don't understand. Listen, I tried to put, why are you talking shit? You not gonna play the game? Because it sounds like you're gonna play the game. He's like, no, I ain't playing it. I'm like, so
sorry guys. They heard your point, but I fat fingered something and then I lost the connection for a hot second. I'm sorry about that because I was clipping that point so I could play that later, and so I thought I could save it.
Tando said very good point. So maybe he got through.
Oh no, that point got through. Just the last 30 seconds or so. I mean, the last 15 seconds or so, it got popped out. But yeah, okay. Hold on, let me read this super chat from about the collaboration thing.
Still live?
That was great. Yeah, we're still live. It says secretly there are PS people on Game Pass on PC. Yes, Sir X-Man. Thank you so much. Yes, I know that was way back up there. I just seen it actually.
Funny.
So, but anyway, but continue because that was a fantastic point. The collaboration with the music situation was spot on.
It's the truth though. Like, I don't know. Basically, people are just gonna have negative opinions about it. People can collab any other industry. It's a problem with gaming. Especially if Xbox does it. People have no problem streaming hours of music, movies, TV with no option to actually buy it. So if it's no longer there, they can't use it. But Game Pass is an issue. Transparency is an issue. I can't reason these days, but and I'm one of the people where I'm just like, Perfect Dark is cool. I didn't play the original, so I'm completely, I've never played it. I don't have any nostalgia with it. If it comes out and looks interesting, I'll try it out. Like you were saying earlier, KMEGA, I don't want anybody to fail. I don't want any studio to fail making a game, as far as, putting out a product. So I'm not wishing it for its downfall, but I'm hoping this collaboration is fruitful and successful. The same way, I wasn't wishing for Death Stranding to fail with Hideo and Sony. So hopefully it gives the fans what they are looking for and then some. But I don't see why there are all these YouTube videos about, oh, they're drowning, they're sinking because they're collaborating. They're working together. The horror.
Right. I mean, if anything, it would form. If people been talking about all these acquisitions, that would be something to be like, whoa, could that be Crystal Dynamics? Because the case could be said that Square Enix kind of treats Crystal Dynamics as its second redheaded stepchild. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know what? Yeah, Tomb Raider. We're really hyped for this game. This game's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for you guys to play it. And then all of a sudden they come and they say, I didn't meet expectations. It is what it is. All right, whatever. Let's give them another game. That's fine. Yeah. You know what? They kind of do that. So, what I'm saying? That I don't know. I'm just looking at it like just like you are. No doubt about it. All right. So Slayer, you got the last point on this, man. What is your thoughts? Is this even necessary at this point?
Bruh, listen.
Talk to him.
It's an old thing. Mm-hmm. Smarter you are, dumber you sound to stupid people. Right? And also vice versa would be the dumber you are, the dumber you sound to smart people. Or at least the people who understand or know what's really going on. So let's establish some facts. Because it doesn't make sense to D. And you know what the problem is? Why you can't make sense of all these things you're reading? It's because they're not supposed to make sense. It's only supposed to cast fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But that's all this is. So let's put in some real facts, and then you could re-examine the situation. Okay? Mm-hmm. First off, the dude who's in charge used to be in charge of Crystal Dynamics. Those are his people, his full staff. If he needs more people to work on a game, he couldn't have picked any more familiar staff to work with, right? Mm-hmm. Let's look at The Last of Us 2. Over 2,000 people, multiple studios working on that game, which is common for AAA games in general. Not even just AAA, AA, and even some indie games. It takes a lot of people to make games, a lot of money, a lot of effort, time, all of that. We all know this already, okay? This industry is bigger than movies and music put together for that reason, because they put the time, money, and effort for so many people to like what's there, for other people to hate on what they don't have, but secretly really want on their platform, right? Mm-hmm. Or they hate it because it's the competing brand or whatever, right? It's all these little stupid things, right? So when you look at what's really going on, first off, how long ago did we find out this game was actually Perfect Dark? I don't even think it's been a year.
It's been about it's been a year. Yeah, it's been a little over a year now. Yeah.
A little over a year. That's when we
found out in July, right?
Okay, so when did we find out that they were working on anything? That was an actual question. Like, not. Oh, sorry. I want to say about a year or two.
Maybe. Right? Yeah. Right? I think that was in 2019 when they showed Phil holding the controller. And I guess people assumed that meant that it was because nobody didn't say anything. That was just people making assumptions as usual. And then
people assuming exactly.
Oh, this game is making quicker than yeah.
Yeah, people making assumptions based on the little thing they know. And you know what? That little thing they think they know that they could apply to this? Cyberpunk, right? They think because Cyberpunk had all those years of quote-unquote pre-production, but nobody knows when pre-production actually began and ended and when actual development began and ended. Not even Jason Schreier with all his, hyped up articles. Because all the people who was talking all that crap that we personally know, right, about Cyberpunk, all of the ones that I know who have since played that game, love that game. Is that not true?
That is very true.
Am I lying? Am I exaggerating in the least?
No.
And this is the people we can speak to, not just general people on the internet where you gauge and you might see it one way or another. This is just the people we know, right? I can name one person, Dragonheart Yobi. He was one of the ones who was like, hey, man, I'm going to wait, right? And it's not cool, and I would refund it and all those things, right? Based on what all the press was saying, yeah, I could understand why he said that. But then he played the game, okay? Loves that game. Many people were in the same boat as him.
Xbox 448 was the same way. And
that's right.
It's like I couldn't stop it till I beat it. Like that's how,
right.
Game is damn fantastic. It's just that it wasn't playable for last gen, and that is definitely on CD Projekt Red and the publishers, and that's definitely needs to be fixed and addressed. But the game itself being bad, fuck no. That game should have been up for Game of the Year. If it wasn't broken.
That's still Game of the Year in my mind.
No
Except
doubt.
for Halo coming out, although Halo coming out so late, I don't think it should be included, I think if it's
it should. Any game that comes out within the year's time, it should.
Well,
if they did that for Smash Brothers and they did that to if there was another game that they they should do exceptions for really big titles just to see if they're up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That to me is garbage.
But I feel like okay, so they had their own special rules where it's not calendar year, whatever year, right? It's from the point when they do the show or just, weeks before where they have the cutoff, that crazy rules, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying Halo probably wouldn't be in the list. But let's say it was. Okay, then it would be Halo. But besides that, Cyberpunk is the GOATY, okay? And I don't care if you agree with me or not. It just is. Because the naysayers, as I just explained, they love it too, right? So what's the motivation behind all of this? It's because people want to sound smart with limited information. They want to take a situation and apply it to something else that doesn't apply. It doesn't work. Every situation is different. That's why you can't paint everything with the same brush. You can't treat people the same. You can't talk to people the same. Okay? You can't react to different situations the same way. Everything is different. This game is still in pre-production. The dude needs more staff. He goes to the people he worked with last and he brings them on.
Right.
And people are sitting here complaining about it? Really? Really? This is just like this Halo thing I was saying before. Y'all are looking for stuff to complain about. Y'all are looking for stuff to blend together and make a whole narrative. Okay? And we know who starts these narratives. Okay? We spent the last 2 years dog shitting all over their stupid narratives. One by one, they were instantly destroyed, right? It used to be a weekly thing or a monthly thing, and it is multiple in a day. I've said that multiple times, but that's what has been happening for years, right? And these are the same clowns who are trying it again. And you know what it's about. Just like with Halo, this is an Xbox Microsoft property. So all of a sudden, all the clowns come out the woodwork saying a bunch of crap that doesn't even make sense when you know the facts that are out there. All the facts aren't out there, but there's enough facts to know the crap they're saying is just that. Crap.
Yep.
We don't know nothing about the game. The game could be the best ever, or it could be the worst ever. It's way too early to make any kind of judgments. They're still in pre-production, maybe even, or just coming out of it. So that means no code has been made. They're still putting the roster together to write the code and the art and make the art and all the things. Okay? The planning has basically started to wrap up. That's basically, at best, all that's happened. And there's these people out here talking all this talk. And you know it's always the same ones. But you know, D, you did bring up a good point about there's always some people, and that's usually a smaller group, right? Of people who are not... Oh, please.
Sorry, I was they're in the rafters just waiting. I'm telling you.
Right.
Right. They're in the rafters. and they're not the... Oh, no, because clearly, just like with Halo, these are these PlayStation guys doing this, right? They're out there up front spreading FUD. They found something they could spin into a narrative, okay? Once again. And I just killed the narrative from the beginning. He's to being charged of these people. He knows them best. Who else is he gonna pick?
Right.
Duh. And he's gonna get more people, right? Because
No doubt.
The Last of Us 2 had 2,000 people, multiple studios.
Yep.
What do you think Microsoft
they had
all
hands on deck. They had all 14 studios working on that. Working on the last
14 studios.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Wow.
And that's Sony. What do you think Microsoft is going to put into this?
All right. So, and it's supposed to be a quadruple A. Then this, hey.
Keeping in mind, a year ago this week, they spent $7.5 billion on more studios.
Right.
Just gonna drop that in the ocean there. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Real talk.
Not to say, yeah, rah, they bought them. It is the fact. Like, that's not, I'm not trying to be pro or con Microsoft, but the fact is they bought a host of studios. And just for the record, if anybody's listening, Microsoft didn't buy Bethesda. I need y'all to retire that narrative. They bought the parent company of Bethesda.
They bought the whole damn thing.
It's
the whole thing.
I'm like, no, sis, no.
And they saw the use of every aspect.
Company, like, bro, that. But again, people try to downplay. I'm noticing in the last year, especially with the pandemic and just how the world is completely upside down, people like to downplay that which they think does not affect them or they have no access to. And that's what we're seeing here a lot. Like, a lot of people are just like, you know, Halo this, they have that one. What's that picture? Is that, I don't know who Craig is, I'm not gonna lie to you, but a lot of people changed their avies to like that picture when they showed Halo for the first time.
Yeah, that's Craig. Yeah, that's that's that one brute.
Yeah,
with
that's
the
Craig.
face.
Yeah.
Because, and by the way, that frame is the split second before he got elbowed in the face by the Master Chief and he died
instantly. Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah, he wasn't. They made somebody that was an extra in a movie that you wouldn't even be paying attention what that person's name was into probably, like you said, an achievement or something or something else where they're gonna use it.
An achievement or something smart.
Yeah, they're gonna do something funny and witty with it. So yeah, just to show
Let me tell you.
I said that way back then.
Y'all go ahead and keep making these jokes here because they're just going to keep taking on the chin. And this is something I've noticed in general. When you keep roasting somebody and they get upset, you keep going. But when you start roasting and they are laughing with you, it's pointless. Like, they're about to drop an Xbox fridge, bro. Like,
right.
They're about to drop.
Thank you, by the way, because I needed one. Now I get an Xbox one. Thank you.
That shit
with lights and everything.
Cute as
you haters make that happen. You haters make that happen. That's not even exaggerating.
Y'all keep slicing it up, and now there's probably going to be an achievement about it. I love when developers do that kind of messy shit. I love when shit gets messy. But
it's so duplicitous, as you love to say.
It's just so. Listen, this is just to sum it up. Like, I know I'm rambling, but this has been the narrative since 2013. From E3 2013, it has been one-sided, and Xbox people just had to take it on the chin, unless they were delusional. I ain't gonna lie, there's some delusional folk out there.
No. Xbox they had to go through it. They had to go through it.
You had to go through it, and people was just like, yeah, we got all the good shit over here. You right. All right, I see you. Y'all got that Uncharted. Okay, you got it. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all got that God of War. You right. I ain't got shit over here.
Y'all stole Street Fighter but then
not stole.
Destroyed Street Fighter. Damn, you know what I'm saying?
Right. One of the worst ones since
worst Street Fighter ever made until now. Street Fighter 5 is fantastic.
There was a worse one.
Now.
No. There was one worse one that it really reminds me of it, but it was supposed to be a 2D game, and then they made it to a 3D game, and then after Capcom didn't make.
Oh no, that shit was
it wasn't
fire.
EX. No. It wasn't EX. It was another one. Capcom Jam something. Capcom Fighting Jam, I think, or something like that. Yeah, at first it was supposed to be like a 3D game, I think, or whatever. And then finally it did come out, and it was a piece of crap. It was such a piece of crap. Capcom stopped doing fighting games until Street Fighter 4.
So it must have been.
And you know how I know? because Capcom versus SNK 2 on the Dreamcast, in Japanese, it says the last 2D fighting game from Capcom. And it was.
It was. All right.
You know what? Narrative's just been the same for the last how many years? It's not. It's the tables are not flipping and turning, and it's weird.
Yeah,
it's been a very long time.
It's getting
PlayStation. Street Fighter was saying you ruined Street Fighter. You want to take that as a credit? Hey, we don't want that on Xbox. That's the worst Street Fighter I've played in. It's worse than
if I bought a play, because my plan was to buy a PlayStation bundle with Street Fighter, and then somebody talked me into building my PC, and I said okay, and then Street Fighter was like $35. I would, you know what?
Yeah,
I probably would have been a ridiculous, over the top fanboy, because I would have been bashing the shit out of PlayStation horribly. Bro. I would have been so mad to pay that money and then that was the offering out of every Street Fighter that I've been played. There's been good ones, there's been fantastic ones, but that was abysmal. That was awful. It just looked pretty.
It was rushed, missing things, and people would defend it.
Thank you. People don't bring up Street Fighter.
Like defending Halo like it's the same thing.
Right. They didn't. There was no story mode. There was no arcade mode. There was no training mode. There was
Street Fighter.
Yes.
Yeah, and PlayStation fans were proud that they had this piece of crap,
bro.
And if you think listen,
the online was awful. It was
broken, all of that.
Broken,
and I'll put it to you like this:
it just
myself
looked
and
real
KMEGA,
damn good. That was it.
Myself, KMEGA, PK, or of a certain vintage of age, right? Street Fighter was mother's milk. It was the Pac-Man of the 90s, right? Everybody knows what Street Fighter was. Everybody knows what Street Fighter is, right? I'm sure you do. Everybody played Street Fighter, but
everybody at least tried it. Yeah.
Our age, we were nuts for Street Fighter. Street Fighter reinvigorated the arcades that were dying, right? All of those things, right? So go look on my Steam account right now for Street Fighter 5. See how many hours and achievements I have on that game. It's the same name. I say it on my outro every day. Six Layer. Look it up. It's public. Look at how many hours and time I've put into that piece of crap game. Not very much. I've been playing Street Fighter longer than some people listening to my voice right now have been alive. That was a piece of hot garbage, and y'all sat there and were proud. And the company you cap for paid money to get that piece of crap.
Well, they forced it because for Evo purposes, because Sony was trying to get. They eventually finally bought Evo, but that was the whole point of it. So
you ruined a numbered entry in one of the greatest video game franchises of all time.
I think they learned their lesson. Street Fighter 5 is fine now. Street Fighter 5 is great now. You know what I'm saying? But
way too late to care about that.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it lobbies are not as strong as it should be, but it's a quality fighter now. Yeah,
I'll say one last thing about that. Street Fighter 4, right? Brought Street Fighter back to a point where Evo really blew up, because Evo was around long before Street Fighter 4, right?
Right.
But most gamers would at least watch the finals of Evo, because that was the Street Fighter finals, right? That died with Street Fighter 5. I think I've made my point. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, you see more of other games that much than Street Fighter is still there, but they had to do improvements on that. Yeah, so it's gotten popular over time. I mean, because of the way that it was so lackluster at launch. But all right, man, great points.
Think of another one's coming out.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah, it's going to come, and it's going to be multi-plat. So
Capcom, I hope you learned your lesson.
Yeah, Capcom
multi-plat.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. So. Yeah. But anyway, guys, all right. So we said an hour and a half, but you know what?
That's all right.
That's
close enough.
Not midnight.
These guys want
to
talk.
1 a.m.
Stop.
That's how you feel?
Stop.
Wow.
Stop it. Wow. Yeah, I was thinking to myself like, holy shit, what time is it? Okay. Anyway. Yeah. All right, guys. I know. I was saying that in my soul, like I has to go, but I am the host, so I got to stay here. Wow. But I mean, it was great conversation. So I mean, sometimes it just rolls like that. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm gonna see if try to salvage my Halo time, and we'll try again next week to do another hour and a half show. so we can go ahead and play some more Halo because big team battle is gonna be popping off. So I can't wait for that and just jump on this. So I also do have an announcement. I have another YouTube channel. Now I haven't put anything on it yet because I'm getting ready to get started. It's going to be a streaming channel only. GRG will still be here, and then when I do my crazy videos, I still will do them here. But for anything else streaming wise with video games and stuff like that, it will be on there, and it's called KMEGA's Doing It Live. So that's the name of the channel. Hold on, let me go and make sure. So I'm over here telling you guys. It should be in my descriptions and stuff. So hold on, let me look. Well, so what's your count? Yeah, it's KMEGA Fall 5 Doing It Live. That's the name of that channel. So if you want to go over there and start supporting, because I will start streaming there as well. And don't worry about it, people on Twitch. I definitely will still continue to stream over there as well. But, I just want to broaden my horizons. I know that I have a bigger base on YouTube than I do on Twitch. So I'm trying to do that, but not also have all these crazy problems in the politics of what's going on. So I'm like, okay, I'll just start over from scratch with a brand new channel, just primary streaming game content, because I know a lot of people like it, and I haven't been doing it here lately because I've been trying to get better, doctor's appointments and stuff like that. But I think that I got the batteries charged and I'm ready to go. I was hyped, and then all of a sudden things just went left and went loopy. But as you can hear my voice, it's excitement. So yeah, Fight Night Sunday is coming. It will be here. Got a new fighter out there. It's called Omen of Sorrow. It's only $16 right now. If you want to come and pop in and get it, that will be played Sunday night. Also, Melty Blood will be Melty Blood Lumina will be coming. It's a cult classic fighter that started off on the PlayStation 2. It is finally coming to Xbox. It's $40, and then they have another $50 version. I'm copping it. It comes out on the 30th of this month. For you fighter fans out there, I am definitely going to cop it. If you bring fighters, Xbox, I'm going to get them. So that's letting you guys know that. So D, give you sign outs. Where can they find you at?
Here. Okay, so I am on Twitter at Gingy's Mom. I am on YouTube, Kwame Haya. That is me in the chat. Twitch, D Marie B. Sometimes I'm not a heavy streamer. I just be streaming from time to time. Mm-hmm. And I'm on the GRG podcast Friday nights when I feel well. 9 p.m. Eastern, the Lord's time.
Oof,
Act like you know. Act like you know. You're outnumbered this time. Right. The Lord's time. Talk to him. But yes, that's where I am. I'm also on PlayStation and Xbox. Kirby Titan. That's
not
Oh, that's how you feel? I'm a dolphin? Oh, wow. Okay.
No, that was Live Wire's thing. But anyway, so you know what I found? You know what I found? I found this for y'all talking about the Lord's time being on the East Coast.
Send that shit to Hades.
Nah, take that shit back. Take that shit back.
You all get back to that.
Let's go.
Time place where you bought it from, man. Get your money back.
Anyway, yeah. So send that to Hades. For sure, that shit to Hades. This is what's going on. The Lord's time, Central Time. Thank you guys for coming. Check it out. Slayer. I was about to just hit the button. Slayer. Without Slayer saying bye. I was about to get the hell out of here.
That. You know, you can find me on Twitter and every gaming platform. It's the same name, Six Slayer. You can check us out on the Dragon's Den tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the Lord's time. Never get that twisted any other way. The real facts. Whatever. But anyway, man, thanks to everybody for coming out. Love chatting with everybody in the chat in between times of, me speaking on whatever topic we got. And we'll check y'all next time.
All right, man. Guys, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying?
Betrayal.
I know that it sounds disgusting when you hear that they say anything with the East Coast is related to the Lord.
East Coast, the best coast, the East Coast.
It is some kind of coast. It's some kind of coast. That's for damn sure.
Oh, you don't have a coast at all. So what are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? When all that shit, when all that water start engulfing all the coasts, where y'all gonna be coming to the real Lord's time? And y'all gonna be saying,
don't have to worry about that.
Listen, anyway, all right.
Don't worry about trees filling my house.
Oh man. All right, guys. Have a good one, man. We'll see you guys next week. And we're still gonna hit that hour and a half. We're gonna try to hit that hour and a half spot. Probably not, but we'll try. All right, guys. It wasn't me this time. Everybody else wanted to mumble, and we only had 3 people on here by the end of the show. Bye, peace. Everybody, we out.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.